And Daniel Betancourt, Coach, Man of the Year. How are you?
Hey, how are you? Happy Monday, Todd.
Happy Monday.
Thanks for having me on today.
Yeah, looking forward to today's little show of we're going to talk leadership.
Yes, this is our second video conference today, essentially together. We both attended an awesome leadership video conference call this morning, and it was really my first one with our network, and I was really blown away. So I was really impressed by it all, and I thought we can share some nuggets that we took away from that call, because I thought it was pretty incredible.
No, I think it's a great idea. Let me fix the screen real quick. No, I think it's a great idea to do that. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff that's there. And as agents, they were wanting to ask us, what do you need help with? What do you need to be held accountable for? And like, I was the first one to put some information out there, getting heavy in production, getting heavy on, working with building our team and finding time for both of it. And it's like, what are the steps you need to take? Let's break it down. And a lot of it comes into, why people go get coaches. More, right. I think it's accountability. That's where my mindset was years and years ago when I started with my first coach.
Yeah, accountability is a huge factor in getting things. I mean, everyone wants to be self-sufficient and self-accountable, but it's just usually going to take your results to a higher level if you can get a trusted individual. It can be another friend within the business, out of the business, a mentor, or someone in your EXP network, or someone in your brokerage, your teammate on the other cubicle. Accountability is important, or hire a coach. I mean, that's what we're here for as coaches, to hold our clients accountable, to help them hold themselves accountable as well.
Well, and I think where it comes down to, I remember one guy saying a long time ago, you're paying me enough money that you're going to do what I'm telling you to do. And, today on the call where I had made what I was talking about, you sent me a text to say, great, I'm going to be holding you accountable to your calls tomorrow and getting your video done about about your event you have coming up on Facebook, etc. So I appreciate you kind of, giving me that push, playing coach in the background. So a lot of, what we come back with is, a lot of what we're coming back with is like, we get our days are scattered. We're not fully like having our systems in place, and the day, you come in and the morning's never perfect. And how do you get around that?
Yeah. So in coaching, one of the things that we hear all the time is just there's not enough hours in a day. Overwhelmed. The job is controlling me, and I'm not controlling the job. And, it can affect family time. It can affect your business. It can affect your mindset and all kinds of things. You can get worn out. So it's really important to organize your day. And if you can start your day with exercise, that's always a good thing. Someone once told me if he starts the day with exercise, at least if he did nothing else right the rest of the day, he at least got that first win knocked out, and he can't call it a failure of a day. So if you can exercise every day, that's the first thing. You can start something like that at 6 a.m. I've walked and jogged and run miles and miles around all the neighborhoods that I've lived in. It's something that I've got to plug some more miles in here soon. But that's the first thing. And I know, we've got a marathon runner on the other side of the screen here.
It's been a while. But, Dan, I was going to say one thing on your stuff you've done with the running, you've held yourself accountable and showing Facebook that, you get to the neighborhood, you take a video where you're at, show the sunsets. People know you're out doing that stuff.
Yeah. And there's a lot of apps for that. I use the Nike Run Club app. So that's really cool, where you can take your picture, you can document how the run went, and you get all other, kinds of statistics of your run. So I was trying to work my way up to those long distance runs like you've done in the past, but I'm not there yet.
I would love to do another one coming up. The marathons are fun. They're definitely in a big accountability thing, because you've got to get the right training to get them done. And you meet a lot of cool people while you're doing it.
Yep. After exercising, you want to get ready for the day. Obviously, you want to start the day totally ready and prepared. dress like you're at work. Don't stay in pajamas all day. Right now that we're in this pandemic, for a lot of people, they've kind of sunken into that process that, doesn't help with productivity. So you dress for success, you will be successful. So you want to, after your workout, you have your breakfast, healthy breakfast, and get ready for the day. And I would say start making your prospecting calls in the morning. We have lots of systems out there available for prospecting. Who are you going to prospect to? What are you going to prospect for? You can plan different prospecting on different days. If you're hitting up FSBOs, if you're hitting up expireds, if you're hitting up old leads or warm leads or hot leads, you want to prospect. Or if you're growing a team, you have to be making some phone calls for potential recruits for your team, or if you're growing your organization. So I would say prospecting in the morning is super, super important.
No, and that's it's same for me. If I can get up and get that walk in, I know I've got that accomplishment done, and get off to the office so I can make sure I'm getting my stuff done. Tomorrow we're having a team accountability call day for an event that we have coming up this weekend on Saturday, where we're doing the Easter event. It's kind of like we're starting to get back into the client parties, and we're using the holiday as a reason to reach out. It's family pictures for everybody. We're going to have everyone come in increments, coming through. But tomorrow's our team call day to remind everyone that has registered, come, and or why haven't you registered yet? Good to talk to you, etc. It's a way to get in front of people. But it's like just getting in and like the group setting for that, having that accountability.
Yeah, I want to commend you on that, on doing the event too. Just doing events for your customers is a great purpose for making phone calls. So you do the event, you've got a reason to call them, to invite them. You have another reason to call them and touch them for the reminder, and then want to meet them at the event that you're doing, and following up with them after the fact to invite them to the next event, or to offer them. If there was something that you were giving away at the event, you can reconnect with them to actually get that to them after they visited the event, whether it's photos or some other party favor. That's, an event can equal 4 or 5 touches just from having one event. And you've been very consistent in doing that, and commend you for that.
Thank you. Yeah, there's a whole play behind trying to get in front of the people, and we don't do as much of it as we should, but it's definitely, I want to say a stronghold trying to make sure we're getting the calls done. But I love doing them because just the soft touches of the emails and the videos and texts is just it's a way to get people to respond back. And I'm having some fun with people right now because I'm actually probably going to be in a bunny outfit this weekend playing the Easter Bunny, and hopefully the costume does not get here in time.
Hopefully we get a cold front on that day too.
Yes, that's why I don't work at Disney World anymore. Never wanted to be the guy in the costume, but I just sent a client a message and I said, you're going to miss us Saturday with me in a bunny costume. She's like, oh God, Lord, no. But it's reasons they're not moving there, but it's reasons to get in front of them again. It's, just being in touch. So what are like,
and just moving along with your daily schedule, you want to schedule your emails, because emails can be the biggest time sucker of anything. I don't know if it's like that in your world, but once it's like the slippery slope of just being responsive, and we don't want to be reactive. We want to have a proactive day where I heard it somewhere where if you're not accomplishing the things on your to-do list, you're accomplishing the things on someone else's to-do list.
It's that's my problem is I'm in my inbox too often, and I need to stay out of my inbox.
Yeah, so you have to schedule that.
It's like I still have 1,200 emails in my inbox, but I'll get through them all eventually. As the number grows. But what are some ideas? Like, you guys use Basecamp, Trello. Like what are people using to kind of stay organized, like to run events and or run their days just a little more organized? Because I know you like, hey, let's put a system in place for that.
Your calendar, just living by your calendar. And first you can break it down on a simple spreadsheet or a Word document, or just write it down on one of your journals. and write down what you want to accomplish in the day. Usually at the end of the day, if you're able to, if you're not able to at the end of the day, first thing in the morning, make a list of what you would want to accomplish that day. Some basically, and list of urgency. I would say you want to list at least 5 things that you're going to get done that day, and then another 3 that are important but not ultra time sensitive, where they're secondary on the priority list. So at the end of the day, if you can put these together, so that way the next day you can just focus on actually accomplishing. But a lot of people, the days sometimes go for a curveball and you can't get it in without impacting the family time. So first thing in the morning is a great time, and there's always more morning, right? I think God designed the morning to start at midnight, so that way we can never complain that there's not enough morning in the day. So, if you're having trouble, a huge part is wake up earlier. You automatically create more time in your day. And if you're having trouble waking up early, the answer to that's probably going to sleep earlier. So,
well, I mean, look at the miracle morning. It's 4:30 to 5:30 in the morning. The days that I get in the office at like 7:30, it's you're walking in, you're 1 to 2 hours that you have before everyone else gets in there. You feel like as if you can get your entire day accomplished.
It's quiet, no one's bothering you. Your phone, set your phone to do not disturb if that's what it takes. Because if you're like me, you want to be reactive to everyone as soon as they send you a message. So sometimes you just have to set it to do not disturb. And miraculously, all of those super urgent things can wait.
So Jasmine just posted, I've heard, show me your calendar, I'll show you how productive you are. I've been on Zoom all day, mostly between recruiting for some couple agents to the team and then different meetings. So it's like you look at literally how back-to-back you are. And I'm like, hey, can someone bring back some drive-through because I can't leave the office today? I'm like, you realize you got to block out your times.
Veronica, and it takes a lot of adjusting to that. Not everybody even opens up their calendar on their phones or on their laptops. So you've got to put it in there and schedule time for yourself. Even if it's personal time, schedule it in there, because if you don't, the work will eat up everything.
Well, and I said to Angie this morning that I need to block out 12 to 1 every day so I can have time to just decompress, get lunch without having to say, can you bring this back or do that, get out of the office. And then Veronica on the call this morning, where it's like you take your 3 hours on Fridays to make your prospecting calls. Why take 3 hours? Why not make sure you make 1 to 2 successful calls throughout the day, so you're not like, okay, I've only got a half an hour.
That was a huge nugget. I'm glad you reminded me of that one. That was a huge nugget that Veronica shared. So many people are they make it this goal to make X amount of contacts, and the number of contacts or the number of phone calls, for example, isn't always that important. Like Veronica was sharing, the number of quality conversations is what we're really after. So if you can have a couple of quality conversations, you don't have to focus so much on the hours or the phone calls. You want to focus on the communications that you have.
And that's, I can make 100 or 200 dials, but I'd rather have 1 or 2 successful combos, because those can turn into appointments that we're looking for.
Beyond that, what's more important, if we're prospecting for business, what's more important than that in the Club Wealth, point that we push on everyone is how many appointments are you setting? That's the appointment set, the appointments gone on. That's what's most important. So, the phone calls, if you can make 5 appointments out of 10 phone calls, you don't really have to make 100 phone calls. So, if you can make 5 appointments per week and go on at least 3 of those appointments per week, then you've had a productive week. For most people, and also depends on what those appointments are for. Team leaders might have different appointments than someone just starting out. So you have to really get with someone who's mentoring you, a coach, your team leader, your sponsor, and help develop some focus. Because if you just jump into real estate with no focus, if you have no destination, you'll always get there, You'll
always be on your way if you've got no destination. And it's the problem is we're always, without having that stuff lined up, we're always just on a trip somewhere.
And the great thing, again, with coaching, mentoring is they've been there. So we've been there. a lot of these realtors, we get that shiny object syndrome, right? Where we're getting, half of those emails that we get are from people trying to take our money for this or that or the other thing. And some of them sound really great, and you wanna spend money. You think you're investing money on XYZ silver bullet, when you can go to people who are doing more business than you, that are in our network, and ask them if they have experience with this product. And coaching, all of the things that we pitch are vetted by Club Wealth. And so whenever a client comes to us and says, hey, I heard this awesome thing, I can go to the other coaches at Club Wealth and say, who has experience with this? And they can tell me what their experience was. And if they haven't had experience, we can vet that process for them and actually see if it's worth the money, and a lot of times negotiate a discount. That's one of the cool Club Wealth things. But, to the meeting this morning that we had, the leadership meeting, that a very similar way of partnering and networking. We're all there together. We're all there trying to help each other. We're all sharing what works, what doesn't work, and we're holding each other accountable. So I commend Veronica for putting that together, and everyone that was on the call. Jasmine, I believe, was on the call, and it was an awesome call this morning.
Now, it's a nice Monday. She calls her Fire Friday. It's like Monday Fire, because it really, the energy is going to help push us forward through the week. And just a couple things that they can drop into us. Her book, she just said, was go for no. How many no's can you? That was on the 3 o'clock call that I got a couple minutes of.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to how many no's can you get out of somebody, because it'll eventually lead to a yes.
Right.
The same one.
Yes. So, that was incredible. And if someone wants accountability, and if you're in our network, you can reach out to us. If not, just talk to us anyway. We to give you some pointers on how to accomplish whatever you're struggling with. Like, I have a lot of things that I've struggled with over the years to get where I am, and you've got more years on me and more transactions on me, and you've dealt with other things that I haven't. So you've always been someone that I can come to and say, hey, what do you think about this or that? And you give me your honest opinion. And so that's one of the great things about this network that we're in, is that we're all giving each other, like, our goal is to lift each other up. So yeah. The advice that we're given is not coming from a place of like, let me steer them wrong so I can do better. It's always like, we're on the same ship together.
Well, that's the goal. I mean, we're here for everybody that's out there to help build and build a business and elevate the industry in itself. I had someone ask me the other day, how are you going to monetize your page? And I'm like, I don't have sponsors. This is stuff we do. This, running a Facebook group is not cheap. And it's, something that we want to be able to provide back and give people the information that's out there. And the time invested in it too. It's not here for the money. It's here to help, the industry and elevate what we have going on. Our 20 years of experience, let's share it back.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're together, we accomplish more. Zig Ziglar's famous saying, if you help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want. Yep. So, all of those sayings are true for sure. Yeah, no, exactly. Well, guys, we're coming up on the time. I wanted to appreciate everyone tuning in. And Daniel, thanks for jumping on today. Yeah, absolutely. And if anyone out there who needs help with accountability, let us know. Todd and I are working on some accountability things together, and we'd love to support you in that. And we'll see you next Monday. Yeah, we'll be here. Appreciate it.